These angels here are pretty creepy looking. Somebody thought they should have blue eyes, I guess. My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that I can buy and flip for a profit. I'm the Crazy Wave Lady and welcome to my channel. We just arrived at the Shillington Goodwill. It's probably the largest of all the Goodwills that I visit. We've been here a few times before, and last time we had pretty decent luck. So we're gonna head in here and see what we can find that we can buy and flip for a profit. Here we go. They're definitely vintage. I don't see any markings on them. It looks like someone else tried to peel the sticker to see if there were any markings. This is a pattern I've seen before. I can't remember who makes it, so I think we're gonna leave those behind. I was just stopping to pause and admire these plates when I realized I've looked at those before, and they're still just as damaged as they were the last time, unfortunately. This is a pretty mug. Grapevine. I thought maybe it was a art pottery piece, but it looks like it's a mass-produced piece. This looks like maybe Williamsburg reproduction, possibly. Right here, it looks like it's got some age, or maybe that's interesting because the bottom looks like real dirty, like it would have some age, but you can see there is a modern sticker there on it. Kind of reminded me of the Hall pieces. They have the same color red. This is a Francoma piece, but I feel like no, actually we saw this at a different Goodwill. That's funny. Now we've seen two at two separate Goodwills. These angels here are pretty creepy looking. Somebody thought they should have blue eyes, I guess. Alright, well, I'm not seeing a whole lot on the shelves here, unfortunately. There isn't a lot of stuff to begin with, and as far as stuff for resale, I'm just not really finding a whole lot, unfortunately. On the top shelf, I noticed this, which appears to be a mid-century piece. Kind of looks like George Briard, but I'm not seeing any markings on it that indicate that it is George Briard. That's a nice piece. I like the contrast of the white, the gold, and the black. I'm just surprised that it's not signed anywhere. It's got florals on it. I think this might be the first piece that we stick in our cart. These are actually pretty cool. These are enameled plates for light switches and plugs. And they are marked on them. Handcrafted enamel, Adrian Blum. It's not something I'm familiar with, but these would look great in like a country house or something like that. So I'm going to pick up the ones that are enameled. I'm going to leave that plain one behind. Oh, look, there's more. Oh, wow, those are so cool. So I think we'll take those with us. Unfortunately, some of them are missing their screws, but that's easy enough to pick up at the hardware store. So, yeah, this one even has like a little garden door. I like those. There we go. We're going to buy all of them. Our total spend here at the Goodwill today was a measly $12. But we got quite a few cool things. I don't think that she charged me for all of those plates. I was thinking about it as I walked out of the car, and I'm like, $12, just that. So I looked at my receipt, and I think I only got charged for 4 of those plates. Not really sure what happened there. But also, we got that really cool platter. So the platter, I'm thinking I could probably get $20 to $30 for, and those little plates, I'm thinking $8 to $12 a piece. So you consider one of those little plates could pay for the entire shopping trip today, even though we only bought a few things. Now, obviously, this is not the end to the video because we didn't spend very long at the Goodwill. I think I'm going to pick up where I've left off right here on another adventure, and I'll see you guys there. Well, yesterday's trip to the Goodwill was kind of bust, unfortunately. But today we are here at the shop. I've spent the last 2 days shopping, and so at least one day a week I have to get in here and figure out the administrative and all of the fun stuff. That's part of running a business. So I have to bring in the stuff that I purchased yesterday. I've got 2 big boxes sitting next to me, so I'm going to haul that all inside and get that on the shelves so that it can be listed. And then we're going to putz around the shop a little bit. I also want to take a few boxes over to Salvation Army to donate today. And I'm not sure what else the day holds, but we will see. Here is the stuff I bought yesterday at Zionsville Antique Mall. I have to get that up on the shelves. These are the priority shelves. This is where I place stuff that I want listed as soon as possible. These two shelves are auction, starting at $4, and then the bottom two shelves are buy it now. I did get this artwork listed up. I knew that if I held on to it for too long, I wouldn't be able to let it go. So Tina actually got that listed yesterday to auction. So that is up. It will be out of here before I get too attached to it. I dug out some of the Waterford that we had. This is the last of the Waterford. We sold through about half of it, and these were the last sets remaining. Down here we have some pottery that was at the Goodwill a few weeks ago, and that's got to go up buy it now. And then up here we've got lamps. I've got these two lamps you saw me pick up at the Goodwill. This one was an auction find. This one was really interesting, and I don't think that this was ever shown. I believe it's Royal Dalton. I'm not positive about that, but the person, I think it was a humidor. I'm sorry, not a humidor. I think actually, yeah, it was a humidor prior to becoming a lamp, but it is definitely antique, and it's kind of an interesting lamp. I told Andrew, is she picking her nose? And then over here we have this piece, which is actually by a famous artist. It's signed, I can't remember exactly who it's signed by. It's Grandma Carrying Wood or something like that. And she's missing her little bundle of wood, but she's still worth quite a bit of money. She's up there. I'll probably end up listing her buy it now. These boxes right here are the ones that I need to take over to Salvation Army. I had intended to do it a few weeks ago, and it just never happened. The two boxes on top, obviously, are Andrew's stuff. They're not Salvation Army, but the stuff inside the boxes we'll take over there, hopefully today. I just keep putting it off. It's not on the priority list, I guess, is the problem. This bottle right here, the label is giving me so much trouble. I can't seem to get it off. I tried the Scotty peeler. I don't want to scratch the glass, so I'm going to wait until it warms up a little bit to room temperature. It was in my car all night, so it's hot. It's cold, super cold, and so I'm going to wait until it's room temperature so I can run it under some warm water and try to get that off. But I'm afraid that if I run it under warm water now when it's this cold, it'll probably crack. So we're just going to set this aside and try to get that label off. And now I'm going to tackle this stuff, because this was also recently purchased. Andrew brought it over here yesterday for me, and now I need to go through this. I need to get it processed and cleaned up and onto the shelves, because as you can see, there's labels, there's lots of tape on those. So I'll peel the labels, I'll stick them on the shelves for the listers, and that'll get us one step closer to having them listed, getting them out of here, and making our money back and a little bit of profit. So this cake plate, cake dome I should say, we purchased the other day at the Goodwill. Here's the bottom plate. I just turned it over and I noticed this. I'm kind of wondering if this was intended to be on a pedestal. I couldn't imagine how heavy it would be when it was on a pedestal, but I feel like it's fine like this. I was just curious. So we purchased this candlestick the other day. I thought, you know what, that's kind of like a luster looking candlestick. I finally got around to peeling the sticker here. As you can see, there's actually a label underneath the sticker. I don't know how the label was able to stay there when I peeled the sticker, but there it is. So we're just gonna lift that up. I think it might be the material the sticker is made out of. Let's see if we can get some good light on this. Maybe. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's actually Roseville pottery. I believe there was only a short time when they were using stickers instead of actually stamping their pieces. But that is a Roseville candlestick. What a pleasant surprise. Actually, the same thing happened yesterday when I was peeling stickers, because this little guy, if you remember him, turned out to be Joseph Originals. I was just like, oh, look at that cute little flocked critter. So he ended up being Joseph Originals. This one down here is Ainsley. And these little mice that I picked up, there's a pair of them, they're Lefton. And all of these stickers were hidden under the Goodwill stickers. So that was really exciting. We had picked up this plate the other day, and my viewers were kind enough to inform me that this pattern is Indian tree. So that was a really nice plate. And it is old. It's marked mittens on the bottom. Not mittens, Mintons. So I'm going to get the sticker off here and get it on the shelf. Well, I've got the majority of the boxes over here separated out. You can see the shelves have a little bit more stuff on them. And I am working over here. Decided to start listing a few more of our lamps because we've sold some over the past few days. So I'm going to start with this Heidi Shoop moss lamp, which I picked up when we were in Ohio. I think I paid about $100 for it. It wasn't very much in the scheme of things because moss lamps are worth quite a bit of money, and they're usually characterized by this plastic lucite acrylic. The first time I saw one, I actually thought that somebody had made it. I didn't realize what it was. Now I have a book on moss lamps, and we have another one somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. This is my other moss lamp, and it was amazing. It was a beautiful moss lamp, and unfortunately, Andrew was trying to take it out of the van. The figurine that sat on that pedestal spins, and the figurine that sat there actually broke. So that was unfortunate. These are the two lamps I've chosen to list. We've got the moss lamp, of course, and then this beautiful, what I suspect is a Murano lamp. I absolutely love the swirls. It's a blue glass. It's a beautiful piece. We've held on to it for so long because it's so large. It'll have to go in like a 32-inch, maybe 35-inch tall box, 12, 12, 32. So it is going to be large, and that reflects, of course, in the shipping. So this is a buy it now, and so is this. But I've held on to that lamp. I kind of like it, but gotta move it along.
All right, so you've seen these, right?
Yes.
This is
I've had those.
It's an honor medal, is what they're called. These were issued in 1934 up until about 1942. It's in commemoration of World War I. Hindenburg actually had this medal commissioned, and then and they say that in 44 and 45 Hitler actually authorized a few more to be issued, but up until 42 is like the key cutoff for that medal. But this would have been given to any veteran that served, would have had the cross swords because he was a combatant. The non-combatant veteran, which might have been somebody on the back lines or a civilian or something, there's no cross swords on that, and then it's got a big laurel wreath attached to it.
What about the black ones with the silver?
The black one that's the Iron
one.
Cross. That's different. That's a German. That's another German award. But this one was for World War I veterans.
Okay.
This was attached to this when I got it, but I don't think this goes with this because this ribbon color scheme is Hungarian. It's engraved on the back side. I really can't make out the script writing because it's like an old style German script. It's really tiny.
Yeah, I know. I might have to get in the box.
It is really, really tiny.
Come on, you can do it.
But the silver is all marked 800, so that's consistent with Austrian.
German silver.
Yeah, the gold cross tests 18 karat, but I have a feeling this gold is much, much, much older than this.
Even the style of the cross looks a lot older.
It does. It's got like a Portuguese style to it, or a Crusader cross. What's interesting is it's got these two little nubs of metal sticking off.
Yeah,
that's actually extra chunks of gold. Like this is very crudely. They didn't
polish it.
This is very crudely made. Like it's handmade. And I mean it's a neat piece, but it is much, much, much older than this. At least 100 years older than this. So this is probably early 1800s. Now the Order of the Cross is the group I've been looking at. They have the same exact cross, but theirs has like red enameling on it.
Right.
That was a papal thing, and they were disbanded in 1789, but then they regrouped in 1914. Yes. So that was something I've been researching, was that Order of the Cross.
I thought their cross looked more like the Iron Cross, the Crusader cross.
No, the Iron Cross is, if you would shorten this
Yeah.
bottom one,
Yeah.
all four sides being even is what the Iron Cross looks like.
But I thought that's what one of the Crusader crosses.
One of the Crusader crosses does look short like that.
Okay.
There's probably about 15 or 20 different logos for the Crusaders. For the Templars. The Templars have a ton of different logos. But that extra little metal's interesting, and the little nubs on the side, they're all hand engraved.
Yeah, they're neat.
I mean, but if you, like, that's a nice chunk of 18 karat gold.
So are we listening in on Crazy Lamp Lady?
I need to do a little more research on this. I need to do a little more research on this.
Really
these are pretty cut and dry. These are about $25-$30. They're not expensive. It's not an expensive metal at all.
Even the silver one?
No, this one. No, it's just a ribbon. And a lot of times these would have been fashioned in like a short bow shape, and they would have been kind of puffy.
Yep.
Folded over and
yep.
Yep.
I know exactly.
And that's how those would have been worn. But this one, I believe this one might have hung from a lapel to signify that they had won that medal. And with the silver on the end of it, it weights it down. If that makes sense to you. But it would have been suspended off of something. I don't think this actually had a medal attached to it, because the way the writing is directed.
Is the writing that?
The writing,
okay.
So the writing is correct. When it's hanging like this,
it's right side up.
It's right side up.
Oh, and look at the shield. Yeah.
And the shield has an emblem on it, which is the same as what's on the back. So they put that same logo that's on the front on the back, but then next to it they put parentheses XXX and then XX underneath of it, like 5 Roman numeral 10s. Like, why would you? What is that? And the initials have an exclamation point in front of them. It's like, I want you to remember my name. Here's an exclamation point.
Maybe we're just reading too much into this.
No, I don't think so.
No, this is not a usual piece. This is an unusual piece. I've never seen one of these before. This is pretty unusual.
The reason that I'm kind of hesitating with it hanging off of a collar, it looks like it would have hung off of another some sort of mechanism. You know what I mean? Like the bars.
I wonder if they had the ribbon bar and then maybe this hung off of a ribbon bar.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, almost like one of the mini.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the dress medals or whatever.
Yeah. But this would have been, so this has green.
That loop's just not big enough to fit through.
So this was done with green thread. That's why you see green on the white. So this would have been red with 2 outer white stripes with green thread. And I have found that ribbon on a ribbon bar, but they don't go into what that ribbon was for. So I'm still trying to figure out what that award was for. And it's an Austrian award,
Where
for sure.
Where did you find out?
Googling.
Google is our friend.
I Google a lot of different search terms and come up with different rabbit holes and go down them.
Because I have a German metal book at home.
Okay.
Ooh, fancy.
Okay. I have German uniform books. I have German metal books.
Yeah, I mean the stuff's saleable is popular. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff out there, and there's a lot of fakes out there. That's one of the things that I don't mind buying collections of that if there's fake stuff in there, because I get the fake crap, and I just get rid of it. It goes away.
Well, that was a productive day at the shop. Well, half a day. It's noon. I got some lamps ready to be listed. I unloaded all the stuff onto the shelves, so Tim is busy at work listing that stuff. We got a little lesson from Andrew about those medals, which I think are super cool. If you know anything about them that Andrew does not know, let us know in the comments. But I think I'm going to get out of here now. I'm going to head to the Goodwill before I have to pick up the kids from school. But you guys are going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait for that video. So I will see all of you tomorrow. So long. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. In case you spotted something you just can't live without, we do post 25 to 30 new items in our eBay shop every single day, and I've posted a link to that down in the description.